All right, now we're going to look at subtracting terrain, which is a very easy thing to do, but it should be said on another video. There's no doubt about it. So let's go to strength. Strength can be 1, 2 value, but the radius, what I want to do is put this at a very low value of like 1, okay? And that way, when I do delete something, I'm not deleting huge squares. I do this in my top view sometimes, but I can do it down here. Here, it's called visibility. So we're not really technically deleting anything. We're actually just making it invisible. Okay, there we go. I just wiped out an entire square with a 1. Look at that huge hole now I have. It's absolutely huge. Now if I hold Control and right click, I can put it back. But you notice it's a square. It's a square or nothing. It's not round. And that begins a problem when I'm trying to blend things together. Let's say, for instance, I dipped this area in and made it into an area that would go into a cave. Oh, we have a cave. That would be kind of cool, right? So what would ensue is me carving a hole in the earth. So what I'm going to go back is go up a little bit, go to height map, click on paint, go to radius, go to strength, and dig some of this in. And a little bit less radius. And I would say that would be a good beginning part for a cave. Let's go get our cave. Now I called it cave, so I can type in cave. There's a novel concept. And then I can click and drag this out, and I say, wow, that's a really big cave. So first off, always test your cave. I mean, we never really did concentrate too much on scale. Is scale the right scale? So before you even put your cave underground, you should try it out by right-clicking play in here, and can you jump in your cave and move around? In this case, yeah, I did kind of think ahead, and yep, the cave is perfect as far as the scale is concerned. Then I can look around, and let's say I rotate this way. And what I want to do is dip this below the surface, just like that. And now I have to dig. And dig often. So back to Train Editor. Again, be careful about opening and closing that, and make sure you save all. Okay, I can now dig around, try to get the entrance to my cave to appear. Now remember, it's a single walled object, so you're going to have to kind of look around at all angles to make sure that your cave is visible. So here I can kind of look around and say, okay, I'm starting to see my cave. Maybe this area is a little bit more I got to dig out. Good. Now I'll be adjusting that later, but for right now, that's a good start to having the cave. Here goes the problem. Now I'm going to check on the visibility here, and I'll start wiping this out in this area. Well, you can see it's a big square. It's all or nothing, and this isn't blending quite well. So I'm going to put all that back, and I'm going to increase the tessellation. Now, be very careful with this, and you want a small patch. The 16 by 16 offers a really good idea here. is to keep the density in the area that's needed. In this case, I do need this density in order to pull off the transition between the cave and the actual ground. I'm going to get rid of the trees because they're annoying now. Delete those. And I'm going to delete all ferns. You should always do the deco last if you're doing this stuff. Always concentrate on the big picture first before you start putting a bunch of trees and things in. Why did I teach you first? Because it's just so freaking cool. Okay, now I got a little bit more to play with. You can see I can start tunneling out. Now, how would I transition the two? Well, there is a couple different ways. What I like to do is put static meshes in the area. So get it to maybe right here. I'm going to lower my radius of my brush to 1 just to make sure I'm only... Yep, that one's... Again, I could try to increase it one more time. But I think what I'll do is go the static mesh route because I don't want to get too dense. And I'm going to look for rocks. Humble opinion, make rocks. It'll teach you all kinds of crazy stuff about rocks and how to make them. Static meshes. You could try typing in rock. Probably not going to fly. In most cases, you're just going to be surfing through this, trying to find a rock. And let's find that rock, shall we? Well, here's some cool paving things. That might work. Aha, rock. There we go. Okay, now your goal is to make it so that there's a good transition between it, and you can use this rock or several other rocks to make that happen. I start out by trying to hide this area. There we go. Again, I can use Alt to copy said rock. This is why I said there should be a few rocks, because that way it doesn't look like a repeated pattern. But I'm just going to use this as an example. You can also scale the rock down, that helps. And rotate the rock. Sometimes I'll put a bunch of rocks in place and then, I'll start rotating them and scaling them and playing around with the whole ununiformed mesh. So that's starting to look a little bit more random now. Careful not to scale your rocks too big. Let's see if there's another rock. I know there's another rock. There's got to be another rock. Oh, here's one. Make sure that's a rock and not just a single walled mesh. Yep, it is a rock. Cool. So your main job is to get this transition down, and then you can move everything around to get it kind of perfectly aligned. you should be able to walk into the cave and not notice that they are two separate entities whatsoever. So every once in a while you might want to jump into the game, kind of look around, say, whoa, okay, in the cave, and here's my death trap right here. So look at, I would definitely have to work on the terrain itself to be a little less, let's say pit-like. It's a lot of just jumping between, augmenting the actual terrain, augmenting the static meshes, augmenting the cave, and having them all blend together. It's nothing really I could show all on a video without being 2 days long, but yeah. There we go. Look at that. Nice, right? So far. And then I got a few more to patch up right in that area. A little bit more to disguise right there. And then I can tone this back quite a bit by going like that. All right. This video is getting kind of long, probably kind of boring at this point. So you know what your job is. Blend. Be creative. Rubble helps too, just to give you a hint. Like maybe a desecrated temple of some nature, broken wall. Those are all good things. Okay, enjoy. Let's go on to the next video.